So today I have swatches of the Native War Paints Goodbye, Good Riddance, Good Night collection. This is for Valentine's Day 2016. There are 6 polishes in this collection. These went up for pre-order on the 20th, so they should still be available for pre-order right now. I will link the website down below, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Falling in Love is Hard on the Knees, and this is a pinky red with a pink shimmer. So here's one coat. So I can still see my nail line on one coat, and it's definitely lighter than what's in the bottle. Formula feels pretty good though, smooth, easy to apply. It doesn't feel like it wants to run or pool. So here's 2 coats. I can still see my nail line pretty well on this one with 2, so I'm going to do a third. And this one does dry matte, so you will want a top coat to help that shimmer stand out. So here's 3 coats. I would say this one covers like 90% on the third coat. I can still make out my nail line a little bit, but not much. And again, you will want a top coat to help that shimmer stand out and to make it glossy. So there is 3 coats of Falling in Love is Hard on the Knees. The next polish is called Since You've Been Gone, and this is a slightly purpley pink with that pinky gold shimmer. And again, I mentioned this in yesterday's video, but I forgot to mention it today. These are not new bottles or anything. These were just temporary bottles that went to bloggers. So here's one coat. And this one is pretty sheer on the first coat, so I'm going to do a second. I'm thinking it's probably going to need 3 though. Formula is great on this one, doesn't want to run or pool anywhere, stays right where you put it. So here's 2 coats. So 2 coats is deepening the color, but I can still make my nail line out pretty well, so I'm going to do a third. And this one also dries matte, so you will want a top coat to help that shimmer stand out. So here's 3 coats. So this is another one that I think covers 90% on 3 coats, but not completely. You do have to look really close to see the nail line though. There are some very minor brush strokes throughout that shimmer as you apply it, but they completely disappear as it dries. So there is 3 coats of Since You've Been Gone. The next polish is called Love Hurts, and this is a bright purple, a little bit on the reddy side of purple. This also has that pink shimmer to it. So here's one coat. This one is also a little bit sheer on the first coat. Great formula though, feels the same as the other 2. Not too thick, not too thin, doesn't run or pool anywhere. So here's 2 coats. I can still see my nail line on this one with 2, so I'm going to do a third coat. And this one also dries a little bit matte, so you will want a top coat. So here's 3 coats. This is another one that I'd say covers like 90% on the third coat. You do have to look very hard to see that nail line. And it does deepen to match what's in the bottle on 3 coats as well. So there is 3 coats of Love Hurts. The next polish is called Go Your Own Way, and this is a lighter purple with that pink shimmer. And I do see some pigment chunks. You can see them like white speckles there and there. I don't know, I haven't done pictures or anything for these yet, so I don't know if they're going to be in the polish, but we'll find out. So here's one coat. This one is pretty sheer on the first coat. Formula is great, same as the other 3 so far in this collection. So here's 2 coats. So this one is starting to build up on the second coat, but I can still see my nail line pretty well. I haven't seen any of those little pigment chunks come out yet. I might have had one like on the corner of this nail, but it was really small. By the time I noticed it was there, it was already like dissolved. So here's 3 coats. In person, I can still see my nail line pretty well with this one with 3 coats. It does dry a little bit dull, so you will want to use a top coat. It's going to help that shimmer stand out. But it doesn't seem to dry as dull as some of the other ones. And I am starting to get, I think you can see that little white spot on the brush. I'm starting to get a little bit of those pigment chunks on the brush. So there is 3 coats of Go Your Own Way. The next polish is called You Oughta Know, and this is kind of a brick red, like a darker red with that pink shimmer. So there is 1 coat. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It is going to need probably 2, but it does cover better than any of the other ones so far. Great formula on this one as well. Smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2. There are some brush strokes in that shimmer, but those do go away as it dries. And it also dries matte, so you'll definitely want a top coat to help make that shimmer stand out. So there is 2 coats of You Oughta Know. And the last polish is called Love Stinks, and this is a deep, almost like wine brownie red color. This also has that pink shimmer, but it doesn't seem to be as strong in this one as it was in the other 5. So here's 1 coat. This one covers almost completely in one coat, just a little bit of streaking, and it definitely looks brown, like brown on my nail. It did not look this brown in the bottle to me. The formula on this one is a tiny bit thicker than the other ones, but still really easy to use. Maybe even easier, actually. So here's 2 coats. So 2 coats covers completely. And this is kind of a shapeshifter because when I pulled it out from under my camera and looked at it in different lighting, it looked more red again. So this can look brown or red depending on the lighting. And it does dry matte, so you will want a top coat, and it's going to help that shimmer stand out because this doesn't seem to have as obvious shimmer in it as the other ones do. So there is 2 coats of Love Stinks. So Since You've Been Gone is my favorite. I really like that shimmer, that really strong kind of gold-ish, reddish shimmer that runs throughout it. It contrasts really nicely with the polish, and every time Native War Paints does anything with that shimmer in it, I really like it. So that is the Goodbye, Good Riddance, Good Night collection from Native War Paints. Again, I will link the website down below because those are available for pre-order right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.